Okay, this model shows the longitudinal section of the kidneys, and note the following. The outer region, which is lighter in color, and the inner region, which is darker in color. The outer region is known as the cortex, the inner region is known as the medulla. The medulla is divided into triangular pieces or triangular regions or pyramidal regions, and therefore they are known as renal pyramids. Each kidney may have anywhere between 8 to 12 pyramids. Note that the base of the pyramid faces the cortex, and the tip of the pyramid, which is known as the papilla, faces the interior. So this is your pyramid, this is the base, this is the apex. The apex is also known as the renal papillae. The space between the pyramids is known as the renal columns, and what runs here are blood vessels, as you can see. Each of the pyramid or the papillae open into funnel-shaped structures known as minor calyx, and two of the minor calyx join to form the major calyx, and all the major calyx opens into the central space, which is known as the renal pelvis, from which it flows down the ureter down to the bladder. So once again, cortex, medulla is made up of pyramids. Space between the pyramids is known as renal columns. Next, blood flow into the kidneys. The blood flow comes from the major artery that comes off the abdominal aorta and forms the renal artery. The renal artery forms the segmental artery, and the segmental artery runs in the renal columns as interlobar arteries. It then forms and turns over the base of the pyramid, where it forms an arch, therefore called the arcuate arteries. And from the arcuate arteries, you see these radiating arteries. These are known as interlobular arteries. And each of these interlobulars will further subdivide and flow into the nephrons. We'll see that later. So the venous drainage follows the arterial system, with interlobular veins joining the arcuate vein down to the interlobar, segmental, and renal vein, and it flows out.
Which is there no vein of?
Which one?
There's one that's an artery, but it's not a vein.
Oh, I was telling you, the segmental, some books and some authorities say there is no segmental vein, but
We hold there is.
you can say that other than segmental vein, the interlobar goes straight into the renal vein.
Okay.